Halo, Assalamualaikum, Mrs. Yoga. Halo, Mrs. Yoga. Yoga, Bu Yoga. Tolong panitia untuk menghubungi Humas ya, untuk supaya join pagi ini biar liputan. Tolong ada tuh yang salah satu dari panitia yang menghubungi Humas, Mas Ridho.
Nggih, Bun.
Ya, good morning, Mr. Rizky. Assalamualaikum. Bisa di unmute, sudah dikondisikan sama host. Jangan lupa dipasang backdropnya ya. Don't forget. Mrs. Yoga, Assalamualaikum.
Hello, Waalaikumsalam Ibu. How are you?
I'm fine. Saturday morning.
Yes, Saturday morning we work.
Yes. Are you busy
No.
this
Today is the
weekend?
graduation day for my university. I should be in the morning, but then I changed into in the afternoon ceremony because we have twice ceremony today.
Congratulations for successful to UPS and graduation celebration day.
Yeah. Today or the whole day, morning to afternoon. I mean, in the afternoon means 5 p.m. To session because it is offline now, Bu Lulu, the graduations. the graduation's day is no offline.
How many out?
I think it's about 500 today.
500?
Yeah,
Five-
offline, but twice, 2 sessions.
Yeah.
Good morning, Dr. Yoga.
Yes, I'm here.
How are you doing?
Great. Is Mr. Yosef already in or not?
Okay, let me check it out.
Please remember Mr. Yosef.
Not yet.
So,
Not yet.
Not yet. I
yet.
text him already. I think he's
Yeah.
going to be in a moment.
yes, it doesn't matter because at 8 a.m. yeah.
8 a.m. Yeah, and it is now. It's what time is it now? I think it's 2 minutes more. Now 7:58.
Yes.
Yeah, Ibu.
The moderator, Miss
Moderator,
Laili, Miss
Miss Laili.
Laili, show your voice.
Prof. Rustom is here.
Assalamualaikum.
Ibu.
Please hear your voice. And all participants.
Right. Wait a moment,
Good
Miss
morning,
Lulu.
all students. Yeah.
Wait a moment for Miss Laili.
Okay. Mr. Rizky, please
Yeah, Miss Lulu.
call Mr. Ridho for
All right.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Umar.
Got it.
I'm very glad to meet you, Dr. Yoga.
Me too, Ibu. I miss you. I miss you so
I
much.
miss you so much.
Yeah. So, why
Why
didn't you join No, I mean, why didn't you join the signing MOU? Or
Yes.
a day ago? Why didn't you join?
Because I'm get sick, so
But it can be done
mm-mm.
offline. I'm sorry, it can be done online too.
Yes, I know, because I'm not concentration for this moment. So maybe next year, next program, inshallah, we will join to MOU. I mean, it's very important for IFET University. So next MOU for next programs, we will join, inshallah.
Okay.
Maybe you
it's
can
8 o'clock.
tell me about MOU. You can tell me about urgency MOU yesterday.
It's with India from management, institute management.
Oh.
That is why I offer you, because I think you have the economics and business faculty or economics and business educations. Right?
All right.
Yeah, that is why I over you, but it is in India. You already have one with Rahul. That is why maybe not really interested. Are you invited by Mr. Rahul for having a offline summer camp?
Yes.
How many students? How many students?
He invite us.
How many students?
5.
5 students. And
How
will
about
you be
program for UPS? You can follow join offline program.
Yeah, that's also in July. That is why I'm a bit confused, because Rahul also invite Sakti in July, but I think in India we may change the date or the month, so we may go to India not in July, because Rahul told me that it can be any month as long as it is comfortable. I think it can be July, August, or September, but my July, no, I mean going to India, it can be September or August, still in the summer, right? But Rahul invite Ibu Lulu in July, right? In July.
July.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but July, I have a big program also. And I'd like to invite all the speakers that I have already invited to have the offline summer camp. That will be very big program, and our rector already already agree. Sorry, because I'm looking at my phone while texting. Is Mr. Joseph in already or not? Because we can start. If he is in. I don't know, Miss Pak Rizky, is he in or not? Mr. Joseph Bakir?
Not yet, Dr. Yoga.
He told me in a minute. Dia bilang 1 minute.
Alhamdulillah.
Yes, Ibu.
Maybe at 7. He sent me a greeting.
7 in the morning?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sampai jumpa nanti. See you at
So you
8
can
AM.
so you can text him to get in, Ibu. Ibu text aja beliau to get in. I think he is online now. Just text him or call him.
The last communication with Mrs. Yoga, what time?
Now, just now, 1 minute. A minute, just now.
Okay. Yes. Maybe he
is preparing.
Prepare.
Yeah. But you can text him.
Oke, all participants boleh kok ngobrol ya dengan Bu Yoga, silakan.
Yeah, my pleasure. My
You,
pleasure.
You can greeting and apa ya, say hello with Mrs.
Ibu, Mr. Yosef already in. Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, he is
Pak
in already.
Rizky, please.
Dr. Yoga.
Yeah, please, Pak Rizky.
All right.
You can.
Good morning, Dr. Joseph. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Yes. Good morning.
Dr. Joseph.
Good morning, everyone. Hello.
All right. Good morning. Yeah.
How are you?
Never been better. How about you, Doctor?
I'm fine, alhamdulillah. And
Fine.
you?
Right. Glad
How
to
is
hear that.
Indonesia?
Isha. Hey.
Hello, Doctor.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So this moment is very special for us because this program different. The first program maybe we have planned to October or November. So the different from our first plan. It doesn't matter. And thank you very much, Mr. Yosef.
It is a pleasure. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yes. Alhamdulillah, Dr. Yoga join us. And Dr. Yoga is always supporting us for Ifat University international relationship. One of Mr. Yosef and etc. So thank you very much.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Yeah. Okay, all students, welcome. Yeah. You must be happy. You must be happy this morning. Ya, meskipun ini weekend for a special weekend for you. Okay.
Dr. Yoga and Dr. Joseph, a gentle reminder to put the backdrop as your background.
Should I use the background? I've been trying very hard today, but
really?
I don't know what happens with my laptop.
Okay.
I
have sent to you.
Yeah, I know, and I already edited, but I don't know what happens with my laptop. I'm trying to change the background. Don't worry. So you may start while I'm trying to find the background. It doesn't work, Ibu Lulu, my background, that is
Oh,
why.
I see. All right. Okay.
Yeah, I've been trying very hard, but that
All right.
doesn't work. I don't know what happens.
If that's the case, I think if that's okay, Dr. Yoga.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Right. Okay.
Ini bisa dimulai sekarang, Mr.
Yes,
Rizky?
please.
All right. All right, Dr. Lulu. Retno.
Pastikan structural office join
Okay.
this forum,
Okay.
audience, faculties,
Okay.
all department program, 24. So all lectures. Okay, thank you.
All right.
And we love all participants, all our students, special internal event university for the university Mitra.
Corporate universities, yes. They are already here, Dr. Lulu. Okay, let me check the Master of Ceremony. Retno, are you here already?
Of ceremony.
Yeah.
Mungkin sebelum dimulai untuk relax dulu, Mr. Rizky,
right.
tampilan ini dulu ya, profile event university.
Okay.
Please, host.
Profile. Okay. Host, could you help us to show the profile of event university?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. IFET University or UNISFET is an amalgamation of two universities, namely IKI Veteran and Shipbuilding Academy in 2019, which has a vision to become a university which are excellent, innovative, contributive, that produces professionals, technopreneurs, and international reputation. Learning at IFET University uses a hybrid learning system and has already used the Merdeka Belajar and Kampus Merdeka curriculum, supported by a qualified learning management system with the best service capacity. In an effort to participate in supporting the government's program to educate the nation's life, IFET University opens the widest possible access to all the nation's teenagers to be able to access education at IFET University. For education costs at IFET University are very affordable. We also overcome distance constraints by offering several online learning study programs so that this distance problem can be overcome and can be accessed by those who are far from IFET University. In addition, in order to accommodate teachers who are not linear in their higher education, We also have an RPL, Past Learning Recognition Model Program, in certain study programs. IFET University graduates are equipped with competency, skills that are licensed by BNSP so that they can create professional graduates in accordance with the vision and mission of IFET University. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Right.
Honorable.
No. Okay, Rere.
Yes.
Wait a moment.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's get
Okay.
started. Yep, please.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay. The Honorable Professor Dr. Rustomo M. Hum, as Rector of IFET University, the Excellency Dr. Lulu Eliana, MSc, as the Vice of Academic Affairs of IFET University, the Honorable Mr. Suyanto, ST, MT, as the Vice of Human Resource Affairs of IFET University, the Honorable Dr. Tri Laksono Prihandoko, Eskom, MPD Cons, as the Vice of Student and Collaboration Affairs of IVET University. The Excellency Dr. Yoga Prihatin, MPD, from Pancasakti University, Tegal. The Excellency Dr. Yosef Bakil, from Hasan First University, Maroko. The Honorable Audience Faculty and Lecturers of IVET University, Semarang, and also we welcome all participants of this seminar present today. First of all, let's say thanks to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala who has given us guidance, happiness, healthy, and mercy. So we can attend and participate in this very special event without any obstacles and in good health. Secondly, salawat and salam always be given to the Prophet Muhammad SAW, who has brought us out of the darkness to the lightness. Hopefully, we will get him syafaat in Yaumul Qiyamah. Amin, amin, ya Rabbal Alamin. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Retno Triasti. It's a wonderful and precious chance for me to be your master of ceremony in this morning. On Saturday, 26 March 2022. In our seminar entitled Developing Cross-Cultural Understanding in Multicultural Society in Digital World. On this special morning, we have several agendas. So, allow me to read several sequences of our agenda this morning. The first is opening. The second is singing the national anthem of Indonesia and March of IVET University. The third is regard from Dr. Lulu Eliana, MSc, as the Vice of Academy Affairs of IVET University. The fourth is speech from Professor Dr. Rustono M. Hum, as Rector of IVET University. The fifth is first presentation from Dr. Yosef Bakil from Hasan First University, Maroko. The sixth is second presentation from PD from Pancasakti University, Tegal. The seventh is question and answer session. The eighth is closing. Ladies and gentlemen, let's open this seminar by praying together according to our respective religion. Hopefully, this event beneficial for us and this event can smoothly. Pray. Start. Okay, finish. Thank you. Coming up for a brief moment, we would like to invite you rise and sing the national anthem of Indonesia, Indonesia Raya Song, and followed by March of IVET University. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise.
Bersatu lanjutkan semangatmu, mengabdi setulus hati, lestarikan budaya negeriku, Indonesia tercinta, bangun karya berasas Pancasila, wujudkan insan mulia, bertakwa kepada Tuhan Yang Esa, peduli kepada sesama. Universitas Ifat wadah pendidikannya, internasional veteran kampusnya, jadi dambaan sivitas akademika, ciptakan insan cendekia. Bagi Universitas Ifat Semarang, bangun peradaban dunia, bahagia Universitas Ifat Jaya, berkarya seluas samudra. Bersatu lanjutkan semangatmu, mengabdi setulus hati, lestarikan budaya negeriku, Indonesia tercinta, bangun karya berasas Pancasila, wujudkan insan mulia, bertakwa kepada Tuhan Yang Esa, peduli kepada sesama. Universitas Ifat wadah pendidikannya, internasional veteran kampusnya, jadi dambaan sivitas akademika, ciptakan insan cendekia. Bagi Universitas Ifat Semarang, bangun peradaban dunia, bahagia Universitas Ifat Jaya, berkarya seluas samudra, berkarya seluas samudra, berkarya seluas samudra.
Belum terdengar suaranya.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Thank you. Step on to the following agenda is greeting from Dr. Lulu Eliana, MSc, as the Vice of Academy Affairs of IFET University. To Dr. Lulu, please.
Okay, thank you very much, Master of Ceremony. Be successful for you. And this is a very special moment for you. Novita Sari ya. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hamdan wa syukran ala ni'matillah. Wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. The Excellency Dr. Yosef Baikil, researchers from Hassan First University, Morocco, welcome. And we are very glad to meet you, Doctor. So, National Anthem Morocco is very good. Yes, so it's very inspiration for us. The Excellency, my special close friend, Dr. Yoga Prihatin MPD, Yoga, thank you very much, Rector for Pancasakti University Tegal, and the head international collaboration in Pancasakti University Tegal. The Excellency Professor Dr. Stona M. Hum, Director of IFET University, Honorable Mr. Suyanto STMT, Honorable Mr. Tri Laksono Priandoko, Eskom MPD, and all structural office, all dean in IFET University, all the dean and all lecturers in IFET University, welcome. And special for us, all participants in IFET University and IFET University collaboration. And nice to meet you all. And you must be smile, yes. You must be happyful this moment. So thank you very much, Dr. Yosef Baikil. We hope can MOU with Morocco. Okay. And we follow to relationship and corporations and activities to universities, IFET and Morocco. So with all due respect, first thank to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for His grace and that we can gather in this special webinar for attending the international webinar with the topic developing cross-cultural understanding in multicultural society in digital world. So this very important, this topic is very important for improvement, continuously improvement for all participants. So all lecturers and all students. So praise and salutation always be addressed to Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, hoping that we will be safe and on the day salvation. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to express my gratitude to all keynote speakers, Dr. Yosef Baikil from Hassan University, Morocco, who give his precious time for us sharing his knowledge. And Dr. Yoga Prihatin, thank you very much for your opportunity. So this is very special moment for us. Thank you, Dr. Yoga, all many programs so we can collaboration. So thank you very much for International IFET University collaboration, Mr. Rizky and team. Yes, Mr. Rizky and team. So prepare this moment, this program, and UPTTIK. So all program in IFET University. All department in IFET University, LPP, lembaga pengembangan profesi, lembaga unit pengembangan karir, so LPM, quality assurance, and etc. So thank you very much, all head of department program, department program, and all deans that you're supporting this program. I would like to thanks also to all corporate universities such as Universitas Pancasakti Tegal. Thank you, greeting for your rector, Dr. Yoga. So the vice rector one, Mr. Purwo, Mr. Purwo, and thank also to all university that collaboration with IFET University, Polytechnic Akpelni, Universitas Sultan Fatah Demak, Universitas RI Yogyakarta, Universitas Tunas Pembangunan Surakarta, Stikes Ngesti Waluyo, Temanggung, Universitas Kediri Kediri. Thank you, Mrs. Vita. Yes, you are very strong motivation. So you are very smile for us. Universitas Pamulang, Institut Keguruan dan Ilmu Pendidikan PGRI Pontianak, Sekolah Tinggi Ilmu Ekonomi, Port Nambai, Universitas Muhammadiyah Jember, Universitas Yapis Papua, Universitas di Kubang Semarang, who have delegated their students to attend this special international webinar. Hopefully, this webinar could strengthen our relationship and enrich our knowledge and insights. So thank you very much. The topic of international today is so crucial in our real world, where people around the world are forced to connect each other. If you think you are millennials, then let's start by our understanding our cross culture. Let's enjoy today's webinar. Congratulations for you all participants in this forum. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Alhamdulillah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Dr. Lulu. Now, we move on to the next agenda. Next agenda is speech from Professor Dr. Rustono, M.Phum, as Rector of IFET University. So, to Professor Dr. Rustono, please.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Excellency Dr. Yosef Bahkil, the researcher from Yayasan First University Maroko, the Excellency Dr. Yoga Prihatin MPD, lecturer from Pancasakti University Tegal, the Honorable Dr. Lulu Eliana MSc, the Vice Rector of Academic Affairs, the Honorable Mr. Suyanto STMT, the Vice Rector of Human Resources, the Honorable Dr. Trilaksono Prihandoko MPD Cons, the Vice Rector of Collaboration and Student Affairs, all the Dean and Head of Study Program, lecturers, and all students at IFET University who attend this webinar, and also the students from corporate universities who join this webinar. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. With all due respect, first, let's recite Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin as our gratitude to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for His grace that we can gather in this special webinar for attending the international webinar with the topic Developing Cross-Cultural Understanding in Multicultural Society in Digital World. Praise and salutation be addressed to Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, hoping that we will be safe on the day of salvation. Ladies and gentlemen, in current situation, the ability of recognize, interpret, and correctly react of people, incidents, or situation is essential, especially for millennial generation. We have already entered a fast-changing, digital, globalized environment where everything is interconnected. This phenomena has forced us to be more open-minded and aware of the differences among society. If we want to be successful in this global business era, in developing your career path, cross-cultural understanding is the key that needs to be developed as people who have not yet developed their cross-cultural understanding will be left behind and unable to socialize with the people with variety of culture. Ladies and gentlemen, cross-cultural communication is also one of the reflections from cross-cultural understanding has played crucial role in determining the personal quality. Of course, the essence of cross-cultural in the concept is the concept when we recognize the differences among people from different culture, nation, values, background, and ethnicity. You may think that it is okay for Indonesia people when we are late and or flexible toward time. However, in the other countries, being late is so unprofessional and might be deemed as unwillingness to cooperate. Therefore, cross-cultural understanding has to be reflected well in our communication. Ladies and gentlemen, there are some benefits when we process cross-cultural understanding that I would like to emphasize here. First, it breaks down the cultural barriers which may obstruct the interaction with other people, especially from other communities, from other countries. Second, when we have already understood the essence of cross-culture, it helps us to build trust to each other, allowing us to build greater cooperation. And third, cross-cultural understanding will definitely change the people's skill, which will improve the personal quality for future careers. Ladies and gentlemen, the topic of the webinar today is so relevant with the current situation where everything is interconnected as the millennial generation. You have a lot of supporting device to improve your cross-cultural understanding. You also have already got variety of application from your smartphone too. Now we have WhatsApp, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and so on. Use it properly, and you will gain the ability of cross-cultural understanding for your better future. Ladies and gentlemen, there's all from me. Thank you. Have a good day. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi. Thank you, Professor Dr. Stono. Now we move on to the main agenda presentation. The first presentation from Dr. Yosef Bakil from First University, Morocco, followed by second presentation from Dr. Yoga Prihatin, MPD, from Panca Sakti University, Tegal. To lead this session, I would like to introduce Ms. Laili as moderator of the presentation. Ms. Laili, please.
Thank you very much for our MC. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Laili Anisha, and I will guide you to our presentation today. The Honorable Professor Dr. Rustono M. Hum, the Honorable Dr. Lulu Eliana, MSc, and also the Honorable our special guest lecturer, Dr. Yosef Bakil, and our special speakers today, Dr. Yoga Prihatin. Before we start for the presentation, allow me to introduce Dr. Yosef. He's Dr. Yosef Bakil, researcher in public law and political science in Faculty of Law and Political Science, Hassan First University, Morocco. He's the General Secretary of Center of Research and Studies on Migration and Human Rights, the local coordinator of Students for Liberty. This is an international organization created in USA and have a departments in all world countries. And also, he is international speaker in a lot of conferences. And today, he will presentation of leader and intercultural communication. Now, let me to invite Dr. Yosef Bakil to start the presentation. Dr. Yosef Bakil, please.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
It's a pleasure for me to be here with you. All my thankful to Mr. Rustono, Prof. Mr. Rustono, Director of IVET University, and Madame Luluk, the Vice-Rector, for this invitation to be here with you to present our topic today. So let's start. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. ربي اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. So you will handle the presentation, the PPT. You will handle PPT. Hello?
Yeah, Dr. Yosef.
Yes, Mr. Rizki.
Yeah,
you will handle.
I already shared the PPT for you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So our topic today it's about the leadership and intercultural communication. It's the first axe in our presentation. It's we will define the leadership. The leadership. It's about the leadership. As a definition, the word leadership can bring to mind a variety of images. For example, a political leader pursuing a passionate personal cause, an explorer cutting a path out the shingle for the rest of his group to follow, an executive developing her company strategy to beat the competition. Leaders help themselves and others to do the right things. They set direction, build an inspiration, vision, and create something new. Leadership is about mapping and out where you need to go to win as a team or an organization, and it's dynamic, exciting, and inspiring. The second step, it's an effective leader. It's a person who do the following, creates an inspiring vision of the future. In business, a vision is a realistic convention and attractive depiction of where you want to be in the future. The vision provides direction, sets priorities, and provides a marker so that you can tell that you have achieved what you wanted to achieve. Motivates and inspire people to engage with that vision. A compelling vision provides the foundation for leadership, but its leader ability to motivate and inspire people that help them deliver that vision. For example, when you start a new project, you will probably have a lot of advertisement for it. So it's often easy to win support for it at the beginning, of course. However, it can be difficult to find ways to keep your vision inspiring after the initial exorcism fades, especially in the team of organization needs to make significant change in the way that it does things. Leaders recognize this and they work hard toward the project to connect their vision with people, individual needs, goals, and inspirations. Managers delivery of the vision. This is the area of leadership that related to management. Leaders must ensure that the work needed to deliver the vision is properly managed, either by themselves or by a dedicated manager of team of managers to whom the leader delegates his responsibility as they need to ensure that their vision to deliver it successfully. Coach and build a team so that is the more effective of achieving the vision. Individual and team development are important activity carried out by transformation leaders. The importance of leadership. Now we will move to the importance of leadership. Leadership is an important function of management which help to maximize efficiency and to achieve organizational goals. The following points justify the importance of leadership in a concern. Initiate actions. Leader is a person who starts the work by communicating the policies and plans of the subordinates from where the work actually starts. Motivation. A leader proves to be playing an incentive role in the concern working. He motivates the employees with economics and non-economics reward and thereby gets the work from the subordinate. Providing guidance, a leader has to not only supervise but also play a guiding role for the subordinate. Guidance here means instructing the subordinate the way they have to perform their work effectively and efficiently. Creating confidence. Confidence is an important factor which can be achieved without expressing the work efforts of the subordinates, explaining them clearly their role and giving them guidelines to achieve the goals effectively. It is also important to hear the employee with regards to their complaints and problems. Building morals. Moral denotes willing cooperation of the employee towards their work and getting them into confidence and winning their trust. A leader can be a moral booster by achieving full cooperation so that they perform with best of their ability as they work to achieve goals. Build work environment. Management is getting things done from people. An efficient work environment help is sound and stable growth. Therefore, human relation should be kept into mind by a leader. He should have personal contacts with employees and should listen to their problems and solve them. He should treat employee and humanitarian terms. Coordination. Coordination can be achieved without reconciling personal interests with organizational goals. The synchronization can be achieved without proper and effective coordination, which should be primary motive a leader. Quality of a leader. Now we will move to the quality of a leader. The slide about the quality of leader. A leader has got multidimensional traits in him, which makes him appealing and effective in behavior. The following are the requisites to be present in a good leader. Firstly, we will talk about the physical appearance about a leader. In a leader, it's supposed to be in a leader. A leader must have a pleasing appearance. Physique and health are very important for a good leader. The vision and foresight. A leader cannot maintain influence unless to exhibit that being forward-looking, he has to visualize situation and thereby has a frame logical programs. The intelligence. A leader should be intelligent enough to examine problems and difficult situations. He should be analytical, who weigh pros and cons and then summarize the situation. Therefore, a positive bent of mind and matter outlook is very important. Communicative skills. A leader must be able to communicate the policies and procedures clearly, precisely, and effectively. This can be helpful in persuasion and simulation. The objective. A leader has to be living a fair outlook, which is free from bias and which does not reflect his feelings towards a particular individual. He should be developed own opinion and should base his judgment on facts and logic. Knowledge of work. A leader should be very precisely knowing the nature of work of his subordinate, because it is then he can win the trust of confidence of their subordinates. The sense of responsibility, and it's very, very important because the responsibility and accountability towards an individual work is very important to bring a sense of influence. A leader must have a sense of responsibility towards organizational goals, because only then he can get maximum of capability exploited in a real sense. For this, he has to motivate himself, firstly, and ours and yours to give best of his abilities. Only then he can motivate the subordinate to do best. The self-confidence and willpower. Confidence in himself is important to earn the confidence of the subordinate. He should be trustworthy and should handle the situations with full willpower. And he should be humanist. This trait to be present in a leader is essential because he deals with human beings, is in personal contact with them. He has to handle the personal problem of her subordinates with great care and attention. Therefore, treating the human being on humanitarian grounds is essential for building a congenial environment. And finally, the empathy. It is an old adage, stepping in the shoes of others. This is very important because fair judgment and objectivity comes only then a leader should understand the problems and the complaints of their employees, and should also have a complete view of the needs and aspirations of the employees. This helps in improving human relations and personal contacts with the employees. Now we will move to of course, the second axe. It's about the intercultural communication. You can move, yes, this one. Yes, thank you. So about the intercultural communication, as a definition, no matter where you are in the world, communication is important, of course. But communicating across culture can be pretty hard. And I don't just mean that there are language barriers, although that can be an issue. No, I mean that culture actually have some very different ways of communicating. Some cultures are informal, some cultures use a whole series of ritual greeting before having a conversation, and some cultures consider it rude to show up to meeting on them. But what do all these cultures have in common? Well, for one, you can offend each of them if you don't understand their communication practice. And we want to avoid that, of course. So what do we do? Well, to put it simply, we learn to communicate. So we need to learn how to communicate all over again, just like when we were children. This requires learning language as well as learning behavioral norms for good communication. However, this will be a bit different since we're adults learning how to communicate in someone else's culture, not our own. Intercultural communication is the verbal and non-verbal, not just the verbal, it's the both of them, the verbal and non-verbal interaction between people from different cultural backgrounds. Basically, inter is prefix that means between, and culture means, well, from a culture. So intercultural communication is the communication between culture. Okay? The intercultural communication, it means the communication between culture. Sometimes this is used to describe a single person trying to interact in a foreigner environment, but more often it's a two-way street where people from both cultures are trying to improve their communication. Now, if you want to learn about intercultural communication, it's important to understand what this is, but it's also important to understand what it isn't. Intercultural communication, it's targeted all allowing for positive and productive interaction. You are not joining this culture. You are not becoming a member of another society. You are not abandoning your own culture. That would be assimilation, and that's not what we were after. Intercultural communication, it's also not simply a language proficiency. Yes, communication requires the ability to understand language, but just think about how much of your communication with even your own friends it's nonverbal. Our body language, our attitude, the ritual from handshaking to the stink is some researchers estimate that up to 90% of all human communication is nonverbal, although according to recent studies, it's actually closer to 60%. Still, that means that more than half of communication is never spoken. So intercultural communication is going to take a lot more than just learning a language. Mr. Rizky, move to the next slide, please. The slide about thanks to meaningful intercultural. Yes, this one, please. Thank you. I think it's the last slide. Okay, I will give you now 5 things to meaningful intercultural communication. You will ask me how. Okay, this 5 thing, it's the first one, it's about keep it simple. I talk about the communication, of course. Keep it simple. How we can do that? First and foremost, intercultural communication, it's a form of communication much like any other. It's a flow of information between people. think in terms of your audience and speak to their understanding. Yes, you are communicating with humans of diverse origin, but just like yourself, they are just that, humans. We all wish to comprehend each other and find joy in discovering common grounds between us. To make things easier for everyone, be clear in your speech, initiation, decision, grammar, and your purpose. This is very important to keep in mind, as some members of your audience may not be fluent speaker of your language. Ultimately, the best kind of message is a clear message. Now we will move to number 2, and it's about respect. When people feel respected, understood, and listened to, it's built a profound level of trust and esteem. This is the foundation of positive, rewarding relationship, and ideally what you should aim to achieve for powerful communication in any setting. It can be challenging, of course, in intercultural setting to know what is acceptable, let alone effective. In communication, some people will respond well to more frank and direct language and approaches, whilst others may find this aggressive. With conscientious research and observation, this will likely become easier as you go. Being mindful of others, paying attention to their customs, showing curiosity about their traditions, being open and respectful to their worldview. These are habits of people who interact with others effectively and consciously. Number 3, strike assured. Great leaders know that true communication is never one-sided or void of emotion. In fact, anything related to teams or group requires collective efforts, cooperation, and ideally mutual understanding. Number 4, when it doubt, leave it out. The stranger sees only what he knows. It's an African proverb. The stranger sees only what he knows. It is human nature to be wary of the unknown, but for some of us, curiosity and even overconfidence can tempt us to try and to tack things that we are perhaps not prepared for. As stranger to another culture, we may only see and perceive what is already familiar to us, potentially misunderstanding or critiquing things that we are not fully informed about. Discussing certain cultural, religious, and political situations can provoke rise of tension, distancing from your message if you do find yourself out of your depth when faced with an audience or an issue that is unfamiliar to you. Don't fret. Take a moment to reflect and approach sensitive subjects with care. This is a great opportunity to research and expand your knowledge base further. Otherwise, by diving straight into the depth and winging it, you may risk offending others, or at all very least, coming across as unprofessional. Number 5, enjoy the experience, and it's the most important thing. It's about enjoy the experience, because the intercultural communication, it's an experience. Talk with foreigners and discover their culture. It's an experience and you should enjoy it. Enjoy the experience. It means perspective and attitude can have an immense effect on the way that you interact with others. Ultimately, communication with others should be a pleasure, not a chore, and this should show when you do it. Thank you so much. I think this is all about my presentation, of course. I hope I hope I respect time. And thank you very much for sparing your valuable time. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you for your amazing presentation, Dr. Yosef.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope you like it.
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
Now, let's move on to next presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce
If you
Dr.
allow
Yoga
me,
Prihatin.
please. Yes, if you allow me, I want to just say, for any question and inquiries, please contact me in my email. I think Madam Yoga will give it to you. And good night and have a nice day. Sorry.
All right, Doctor. Have a good night, Doctor.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Rizki.
You're most welcome, Dr. Yosef.
Thank you so much.
Now, let's move on to next presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce Dr. Yoga Prihatin for our second speakers. And now let me show you her CV. Mr. Rizky.
Yeah.
It's wrong picture. Okay. She's Dr. Yoga Prihatin, MPD from Pancasakti University, Tegal, Indonesia. She is lecturer and researcher in English language teacher. And she had Office of Cooperation and International Affairs, Universitas Pancasakti, Tegal. Doctor in Language Education from UNES, Semarang, Indonesia. Editor Journal of South Asian Journal of Social Science in Humanities. And today, she's going to present of her presentation.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yes.
Can I start, moderator?
Of course. Yes.
Well, thank you so much for introducing me. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very light materials, materi yang sangat ringan. This is my, sorry, hold a second. My presentation, my research. When I was in the United States, I was observing and researching all of my friends in the United States. How did they adjust themselves with the United States culture? That is why the title is a case study of cross-cultural adjustment among Indonesian scholars in the United States. Jadi bagaimana Indonesian scholars in the United States adjust themselves with United States culture. Next move, please. And this next slide. Okay, this publication is this paper is published in Scopus Q2, namely ASEAN EFL journals. The Journal ASEAN EFL journals. I collaborated this paper with my professor, my mentor. She is Dr. Doris McDonald, associate professor of Northern Illinois University, United States. So I was there for about 4 months, and then I was observing all of my friends there. There are 9 of my friends that I was very curious about their adjustment in the United States. So Professor Doris McDonald helped me very much for publishing this paper. What we call it, the paper styles. Next, please. Okay, so why was I interested in the research? But again, don't think too heavy about my paper. Think that hopefully this paper or my presentations will be very useful for you if you want to visit a certain countries, especially United States. So the background of the study of my research is that Indonesia, internationalizations first, but I do not mention here, but this is still very relevant because our Minister of Education emphasizes the internationalizations for all of the universities all over Indonesia. That's the first reason. And the second reason is a part of the internationalizations, there is the development of joint degrees and other international education programs between Indonesia, especially and the United States. But now, like Universitas Pancasakti Tegal, we have I think about 14 countries and 30 MOUs with the foreign universities. That is why it is very important to learn about cross-cultural understanding. Okay, no, still the first one. No, still the first one, please. Okay, intinya I was observing the short-term postgraduate students. So they are, all of the participants were doctoral degree students. Living in a new cultural environment, Indonesian scholars are bound to face challenges in adjustment in order to communicate well. That's also stated by some researcher like Woard and Zakaria in 2000s. So Indonesian scholars in the United States, including me, of course, we were facing challenges in ourselves in adjustment with the cultural environment. Next, please. Okay. So because of the challenges are inevitable, tidak bisa dihindari, due to differences of cultural background. So it is likely creating a misunderstanding, highly likely creating misunderstanding when we were communicating, and sometimes it caused conflicts and confusions among Indonesian scholars in the United States, because that was the first time for us living for 4 months in the United States. Next, please. Okay. Well, I have told you that cross-cultural misunderstanding or cultural clashes that occur in the process of adjustments can help to identify issues that may cause conflict in communications. Ultimately, a structured cross-cultural understanding program could be devised to improve sojourners' functional skill and minimize clashes. Why do I talk this about the cross-cultural adjustment of all Indonesian scholars in the United States today? Because it is very important to identify what kind of challenges, what kind of issues that we were facing at that time, and then hopefully it can be a solution for the next sandwich-like program in the future for doctoral degree, especially for doctoral degree. But nowadays, for Minister of Education of Indonesia has launched a very latest program, namely ISMA, that's the International Students Mobility, to high rank universities. So the big 100 universities rank in the world. So very prestigious, very what is it? If you can pass this program, I mean your students pass this program, that will be amazing, because it needs very good IELTS, TOEFL, and of course cross-cultural understanding. That is why what I'm talking today hopefully will be very useful for everybody or every student who will join that program. Next, please. Okay, I will talk a bit about the methodology that I used in the research or in the study about the cross-cultural adjustment of Indonesian scholars. Well, this is a case study, so it means that it cannot be applied to all research, or the findings cannot be the same to every the similar research, because it is very special. The subject are very specific, and the locations also very specific in Northern Illinois universities, Chicago, United States. Okay, so there I used two primary methods in the data collections, interview and observations. Very simple research, but it is published in Q2 ASEAN EFL journal without the high payment. Okay, next, please. Next, please. Okay, here is the research site and participants. This study was conducted at mid-sized public university in the United States, where the Indonesian visiting scholars participants were living for 3 months while they pursue mentor research sponsored by Indonesian Ministry of National Education, Directorate Jenderal Pendidikan Tinggi. Jadi penelitiannya hanya 3 bulan, but we are living there. We had been living there for 4 months. Okay, there were nine of Indonesian scholars that were observed by me. Next, please. Next, please. Okay, the data collections. No, previously, please. Previous. Okay, data collections. Each individual. No. After this. Okay. Each individual participating in the study was contacted an arrangement for a 30-45 minute interview. Jadi saya buat 30 sampai 46 menit untuk interview antara November to December, near the end of the participants sojourn in the US. Jadi lumayan lama. And the interview were open-ended karena I allow the participants to tell their stories in their own way. Jadi supaya bisa explore lebih banyak, so I use open-ended interviews. And the guiding question generally focus on cross-cultural scenarios or cross-cultural classes that may have been encountered by the participants. They also ask about participants' perception about studying in the US. Jadi fokusnya pada cross-cultural classes or misunderstanding yang mereka alami di United States, atau their perceptions about studying in the United States. Next. Next, please. Ini dia result and discussions. After carefully observing and transcribing and doing the data analysis, here are the findings. Jadi ada temuannya seperti ini Bapak Ibu. I don't know, my student Bapak Ibu atau Mbak Mas ini ya. The findings reveal that obvious misunderstanding and cross-cultural adjustment are. Jadi yang paling banyak terjadi ketika tinggal di United States adalah misunderstanding maksud saya. One, language barriers. Language barriers mean karena menggunakan komunikasi menggunakan bahasa Inggris, and not all of my friends are from English departments. They are from economics and business, from law. So ada banyak language barriers yang they faced in the United States karena what is it? Ketidaktahuan sehingga ada misunderstanding and class. I will give you the example after this. And then academic stress. Jadi mereka academic stress dan jadi tekanan akademik ya. Because of the environment that is totally, or the educational environment that is totally different with Indonesians' educational environment, then it created academic stress to all of the Indonesian universities. Lumayan academic stressnya ya Bapak Ibu, Mas Mbak di sini, para mahasiswa. And food, because all of the not all but some one of them is is Christian, but mostly Muslim. So food is very big problem. We have to be very carefully in picking the foods. That is why it's it's creating a misunderstanding of cross-cultural classes also. And then the other subtle differences, including climate, because they have 4 climate changes, religious differences. That was very amazing. In general, American people welcome us and they were very tolerant. So what I read in the media about terrorism and so on, it did not happen to us. They were very friendly and very welcome. But in immigrations, checking our passport and so on were very tight. I think it was normal because every immigrations does the same job for selecting the passenger, the foreign passengers to get into their country. They have to protect their country. So I think it's very normal. But when we were inside in the United States, people were very friendly and welcome us. Okay, and then forms of address. Indonesia, or which I give you example, Indonesians, we call, for example, we call our mentor, our professor, by saying, "Good morning, sir," and they were shocked, and then, "Good morning, sir. Why should you call me sir? We're friends." Okay, so they consider us as friends, so we don't need to say "Good morning, sir." Just "Good morning," saying the name. It's polite for them, but in our culture, of course, it is not polite. Well, and nonverbal communications, there are many, especially in nonverbal communications, misunderstanding and time differences. Okay, next please, and I will show you. Next please. Well, this small scale case study provided insight to the meaningful experiences and challenges of adjusting in the United States academic culture and its physical and social environments. The findings have implications for next program that aim to enhance intercultural friendship formations to promote understanding by explicating some of other issues involved in adjusting a new culture. Dr. Rizky, Pak Rizky, could you help me to share? I would like to give the examples of cross-cultural classes or cross-cultural misunderstanding that happened in my
the journal.
Colleagues during the journal. Thank you so much.
All right.
I think the page numbers 142.
Sure.
Thank you so much.
Page number 142. 42.
Yes.
I'll write this one.
Yoga,
It's not
142.
It's not 42, doctor.
I think it's 42.
Let's
Can you scroll up? Look at the table of content. Up.
Oh, 131.
Yeah, but I have to so let me check 131 or 132.
131. This one.
Here, I think this one.
This
Okay.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. Scroll down. I give you the example. Scroll down, please. I give you the example of. Ya, terus ke bawah lagi. Okay. No, ke bawah lagi. Findings. Yep. Up. No, up. Language barriers. I give you example of language barriers. Up. Dikit lagi. Geser. Up. Language barrier. Oke, Bapak Ibu di sini saya kasih contoh language barrier. None of Indonesian visiting schools participating in this study had English as a native language. Karena semuanya pakai bahasa Indonesia ya Bapak Ibu. But of course, we had passed the TOEFL test and so on. Ini saya kasih contoh satu partisipan ke bawah. I have here ada partisipan one say I have to pay. Stop. Yeah. Okay. Stop. I have to pay attention more when interacting with young Americans in the residence hall because they speak less formal and we have different cultures. Jadi beberapa teman saya kesulitan untuk berbicara communicating dengan mahasiswa S1 di sana karena kita gabung di sana tinggal di dorm lantai sampai lantai 16 tinggal di sana bareng dengan mahasiswa S1 yang kebanyakan adalah native speakers and mereka bicara menggunakan slang language. So apa yang kita dapat very formal language and they use slang language. Sometimes it creates misunderstanding and kadang-kadang tidak mengerti. Tapi di bawahnya ada to avoid misunderstanding I mostly use my finger pointing a certain food. Ini kalau lagi milih makanan ya. Untuk apa namanya avoiding misunderstanding teman saya pakai menunjuk langsung ke apa namanya ke makanannya because they don't know the food. Oke, contoh ke bawah lagi Pak Rizky yang not language barrier. Oke, terus ke bawah ini hanya academic stress ya. Tadi saya bilang temuannya ada pada academic stress ya. Karena difference between the American education system as the Indonesians include unfamiliar administrative procedures such as registering for a library card, attending lectures, regular schedule class sessions. Kalau kita kan kadang-kadang tidak terlalu disiplin Bapak Ibu ya. Teman saya itu ketika di kelas and they didn't understand the materials, they were pretending nodding head ya, mengangguk-angguk saja, pretending to understand ya. Seperti itu ya Bapak Ibu, contoh untuk akademik saya itu membuat kita stres di sana. Not me, I mean my friends. I got shocked because I had a lot of paper to work and I had to revise again and again because my mentor asked me to change my paper again and again. Jadi teman saya ada yang dari Economics and Business faculty, mungkin karena bahasa Inggrisnya sangat terbatas, meskipun bagus TOEFL-nya ya, but it is when we do it comes to writing, academic writing, mereka harus revise paper lagi dan lagi. Sampai mereka kenapa sih harus di revise terus paper saya, what happens? Yeah, because in Indonesia we don't get used to academic writing. Saya yakin karena tadi karena perbedaan ya, tidak menggunakan bahasa Inggris di sini untuk Economics and Business faculty. Jadi ketika menulis bahasa Inggris dalam bahasa Inggris harus revise and it really makes them stress. Okay, next. Itu hanya contoh beberapa. Stop. Oke, sekarang food. Food differences. It is difficult for this Muslim visiting school to find halal food, especially in the small Midwestern city where the scholars lived. especially di Northern Illinois University. Okay, the best way teman-teman saya, the best way to avoid non-halal food was to only eat. Jadi mereka makannya fruits, breads, and vegetables provided without dressing. Nggak pakai dressing. Dressing itu kayak saus di atasnya. Because they don't know what maybe they were reluctant to ask. Mungkin mereka agak segan nanya juga dressing ini dari apa. Jadi yang dimakan nggak pakai dressing, hanya buah saja, breads and vegetables yang they think it was safe for them. Okay. Kemudian it is the most problematic thing whether the food is halal or not. Some of the name the food are uncommon. We have to know whether it contains pork or not. I try to avoid by eating vegetables, peanuts, and eggs. Ya teman saya makan vegetables, peanuts, and eggs every day, but that's very boring. Me not. Kalau saya nggak ya. Okay, back ke bawah. I sound funny also. Talking about food, masih ada tentang food di atas. Sedikit. Okay. Oh, bawah lagi. Up. Okay. Hop. Ke bawah dikit. Okay. I think this is good experience because I do need to use the same plate when I ask potato on my plate containing other food. He told me I could not use the plate, he took another plate. Jadi teman saya ini pakai plate yang sama untuk minta potato for example, tapi tidak boleh oleh mahasiswa yang melayani, harus dengan plate lain. The reasons mungkin bukan the reasons I don't know. Yang jelas tidak boleh dengan plate yang sama. Kalau orang Indonesia kan pakai plate yang sama nggak apa-apa, yang penting banyak ini kan. Nah di sana tidak bisa begitu. I think maybe the reasons maybe what is it hygiene or health reasons. Terus ke bawah. Yang lebih ini lagi, I want little fries serving Americans are fond of I want little fries and wings. They always give me more. I don't understand. Teman saya nih kalau makan itu maunya friesnya sedikit aja, chicken wingnya sedikit aja. Tapi mereka selalu beri large portions karena yang dimakan Indonesians and Americans are very different. They eat large portions and we have a small portion of that. Oke, sekarang ke climate, ke bawah climate. Oke, ya. Jadi participants, contohnya, it was a nightmare waiting for a bus in a bitter cold snap. Jadi teman saya itu kedinginan menggigil ya, menunggu bus di luar. Tadinya nggak tahu karena kan cuacanya terlalu dingin. So he told me that I'm going to die. It is extremely cold. I just thought to call one of you to pick me up. My cheeks are freezing cold and I cover my cheeks by pulling my sweater up so I could breathe. Jadi dia kelamaan nunggu bus, mestinya dia pakai aplikasi sekarang kayak GoFood ya gitu ya. Dulu di sana udah dipakai sebelum kita mengenal GoFood, Gojek. Jadi kita tahu busnya kalau mau datang baru kita keluar gitu. Oke, next. I think we crazy nobody will. Jadi in the winter, salju, musim salju, in the snowy day, all of the Indonesian scholars, including me, because I never seen the snow. I had never seen the snow in my life. So when it was the winter, we all of us were going outside by walking, and it's freezing. It was very freezing. We were dying. Okay, next step. That for them it was ridiculous, ya. Untuk mereka we were ridiculous. Next. Jadi about climate, we could not have one sweater only. We need to had three sweaters in one. So I was wearing 3 or 4 to cover my own body with the cold, protect my own body with the cold. Next, religious differences. This is very interesting. Ini yang paling menarik adalah religious differences. Okay. Participants who asked where they thought tensions between the Muslim and the Western world originated and answers varied, ya. Ternyata tidak seperti apa yang saya bayangkan ya mengenai. I think they hate Muslim, but in fact they were not. Ya, they were very friendly. contoh ini, they don't have a problem with the opening a mosque in a decaf just in front of our mentor's house. It doesn't matter the surrounding because Americans think we have a right to practice our religion. It is not what I've been imagining for years by reading the media that hatred grows against Muslims in America. We can even do Friday prayer in the church. Alhamdulillah, the tolerance is incredible. Jadi toleransinya incredible Bapak Ibu di sana ya. Bahkan teman-teman saya ada pendirian masjid tapi belum jadi, only one in DeKalb karena kita tinggal di DeKalb, Illinois. Jadi ada masjid di sana tapi belum jadi dan mereka di depan my professor's house and karena belum jadi teman-teman saya sholat Jumatnya di gereja karena tidak ada masjid. Jadi pihak gereja memberi tumpangan, maksudnya memberi tempat untuk sholat Friday prayer every Friday. Jadi teman-teman saya perginya ke church ya di Amerika karena tidak ada masjid. Oke. Kemudian ke bawah. Di sini ada Americans give us chance to do Friday prayer and Christian community also supports and the committee says you can do that in upcoming events, so tolerance is here. The problem is not the society but the government, the politics and the policy. Jadi masalahnya bukan pada ininya ya, pada masyarakatnya baik-baik. It's the media, politics ya. Okay. Okay, yeah, it was really incredible having American friends in the United States environment. Okay, next. Okay, religious differences. Okay, jadi in Wisconsin also saya mau cerita sedikit. In Wisconsin, anak-anak different part of the way I lived. I lived in DeKalb, Illinois, but I visited Wisconsin, and in the Wisconsin siswanya anak-anak kecil belajar madrasah sore hari juga di gereja. Tapi itu beda state, beda negara bagian ya, Wisconsin. Because I visited my friends, of course, my Muslim friends in United States, and their children were studying in the church for madrasah, di gereja untuk madrasah. Oke, forms of address yang tadi sudah saya sampaikan ini ya. Good morning, sir. So ketika mereka disapa good morning sir, mereka langsung good morning sir. Jadi heran gitu, jadi kenapa good morning sir? My mentor didn't agree about that. Nggak perlu say good morning atau good morning langsung dengan namanya because of becoming friends ya. Okay, this is the example. Okay, bawah contoh form of address, terus ini ke bawah lagi. Oke, non-verbal. Contohnya non-verbal ini kalau di Amerika itu mereka suka banget space ya. Jadi Americans gaining space, but we are Indonesians. We love to not to make any spaces, especially in queue. Ketika kita lagi queuing atau lagi lining up, kita tuh Indonesians tends it's a culture ya. No culture is best. Gak ada budaya satupun yang best, semua budaya baik, okay? And then kalau kita tidak maintaining space, tapi kita kan kalau lining itu kan nggak terlalu jauh-jauh. Nah kalau American they need space, jadi yang terlalu dekat, they will not like it. Kenapa dekat-dekat semua? Jadi kita harus ketika lining kita jaga jarak, jangan terlalu dekat. Kalau Indonesia kadang-kadang serobotan, okay? And one more thing, nah ini dia. Kalau mungkin kita nggak, untuk Indonesians not really polite, but they for them it is very common. No, very common and normal. Jangan di atas tadi ya. In the residence hall, nah another body language behavior that surprised by Indonesian scholars is what they call cowboy style. Yeah? While putting legs on the table while sitting in the chair can be considered relaxed and comfortable for American, but in Indonesia mungkin dibilangnya arrogant and impolite. Jadi kaki di meja dan sebagainya itu buat mereka itu the way they relax ya. Ketika mereka raise their foot and put on the chair while eating, talking, and the students bother, they don't care. But we are still uneasy about that. Ya Indonesia geli saja kalau melihat kayak gitu ya orang Indonesia. Okay, but their culture, we have to respect them. Okay. Okay. Terus ke bawah. Oke, ke bawah. Time. Time. Oke, time. We have to come on time. Nah ini ya, kalau time itu dari dulu ya, it's a big problem for Indonesians ya, because my friends 1 minute late and they got, I'm sorry, my friend, he got reprimand from his professor because my friend, the professor thought that my friend did not respect the time and did not, they were not punctual, so they were very angry at the time. 1 to 5 minutes, 5 minutes late, they don't like at all. They didn't like at all. So
Dr. Yoga.
next, please. Yes, the last one. Okay. Okay. So general participation, general impression. Yeah, this is the last one. That overall, the participants positively ranked the following features of the U.S. culture as perceived through their lived experience. Higher education system, human rights is good, cleanliness is good, discipline is good, security is good, hospitality and helpfulness is good also. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's all my presentations. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Yoga, for your presentation. And then the last session is Q&A, question and answer.
If there are.
I think this session for question and answer.
If there are any questions. If not, then I will be happy. Moderator, Budiah Kusbiantari, raise hand.
Budiah Kusbiantari, okay.
Okay. Thank you for the thank you. I was wondering, and I would like to ask a professor who is just now is speaking as a speaker. I would like to ask, how is your experience when you were with Americans and we were cutting the key when we were having lunch or dinner and there is a queen and we just cut it. What happened?
So of course they would be very, very angry, and this was very impolite. But unfortunately, all of my colleagues never did that. We were safe for that because we understood. Yeah, but maintaining space, jadi were very difficult for us because we Indonesians tends to have a closed space when queuing. So like, for example, when we're lining up in the bank, we were very close to the American in queuing, and then they will say, "Excuse me," and then we suddenly got back, making a space between us. That's it. But we did it incidentally because of our culture. We didn't tend to have a very close with him. But because of a different culture, and then we did it, and it was spontaneously did by us because of Indonesia like very close space when we are lining up, right? Okay, so they would also, "Excuse me," then we understood. Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, thank you.
May I ask you another question?
Yes, please.
Maybe there are some body gesture that we are not allowed to do. Would you please tell us?
Let me try to recall my. it was in 2014. Body gesture for body gesture. Gesture that we were not allowed. I think staring, Ibu, staring.
Staring.
Staring. Yeah. If you stare, if you are staring to the American people that you think he or she is old, agak aneh, you cannot stare to them more than 5 minutes because it is a violations. Pelanggaran. If they were angry, they may call the police because they felt uneasy. Stayed by us. So be careful. Be careful. For example, when that is why when we found something, the people that we met on the street or in the dorm or in a educational environment or in the bank, and they were. We thought that they were old and strange, for example, because of their clothes or because of, we could not stare at them at all, more than 5 minutes. We have to respect them. That's verse 1, staring. And children and a child. We could not touch a baby, for example. In Indonesia, it is very common to say, hello, you are so cute, and we touch the cheeks of the baby, for example. In America, to not do that, because the parents will call the police. You are the stranger. You could not, you cannot say hello or touch the baby, just like in Indonesia. Oh, you are so cute, and the parents will be like this, staring at you. And if they are uneasy, they will call the police also, because pedophiles are everywhere.
I see.
Yeah. Okay.
And how about smiling? I think that also a kind of behavior that we cannot do is to smile to everyone, because in Indonesia, smiling means we call it friendly.
Yeah. Yeah, smile is okay, because some of them are very friendly. They say good morning, good morning. We don't know each other, but they greet us. They were very friendly. They were very friendly. Smiling.
Okay.
It's okay.
So smiling is okay.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
Okay.
No problem.
But not staring more than 5 minutes. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Because you like it, as if you wanted to eat someone when you were staring all the time, right? You want to eat that body if you were staring all the time. So if somebody stares at you, Ibu, more than 5 minutes or 10 minutes, then you will think, what happens with me, right?
Yes, that's right.
It happens to, it also happens there. So we have to respect them, to not stare. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Ibu.
I have an experience with a little child. I was wondering, because she was alone, and I asked her, hello, what's your name? And she's screaming, I'm not allowed to speak with strangers, she said.
Okay.
And I was so ashamed.
Yeah.
Oh no.
But luckily, the parents to not call the police. And police in America, when you call them in 5 minutes, they will come completed with the ambulance and so on. In 5 minutes, 911, in 5 minutes they come.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Okay.
So I will never do that again.
Okay, Ibu.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Ibu.
Okay, next question from Faris Arif. Next question.
Yeah.
Yes. Please.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, excuse me, sir. I am Muhammad Faris Arif. I come from Semarang as a student of university. I would like to ask you one question. This is a simple question. When we talk with American people, we have to avoid the question that what is the question that we must avoid talk with them. Usually we ask them about many questions, but we have to avoid the question that maybe make them unkind. They dislike the question.
Yes.
Is the point. What is the question that must we avoid to when we talk with American people? This one.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Okay. Thank you, Pak Faris. Thank you so much. Yeah. Well, yeah, it is very important to avoid private questions for Americans. I think it's not only for Americans, but Westerners also. For example, are you married? That's very, very unpolite questions also. And please please avoid talking about the political point of view for the people that are the persons that you have just known each other. And very simple question: where are you going? Where are you going? It's not your business where I'm going to, right? It's very simple in Indonesia. Halo Mas, mau kemana? It's very simple in Indonesia, and it is a sign of friendliness in Indonesia, but not in America. You cannot say like that. That's very simple question. Where are you going? Please never try to ask someone, especially Americans, where are you going if you do not know them well. Try to avoid talking about private questions, like I mentioned. Are you married? And not try to not talking about religions. Are you Muslim? Are you Christians? Please, yeah, because religion is privacy. Okay, whatever their religions are, we have to respect. Even for the atheists, it is their belief, it is their faith, so we have to respect. We don't need to talk about it because it's very, very privacy, their privacy, and also politics. For the persons that you have just met, or you have just known for weeks or for months. But it is okay to talk about climate, to talk about the weather, to talk about common cultures, no problem. Like the weather is very nice today, and then you talk about the that's for breaking the ice. You may open the conversations by talking about climate and weather. It's okay. Pak Aris, can you understand my explanations? Pak Faris?
Yes, sir. Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Welcome. Thank you so much for the questions. Do I have more or not?
Okay, one more.
Okay, one more. The last one. Okay, thank you.
Indonesia.
Ibu Gini, right?
Yeah.
Gini Indonesia. Why Gini Indonesia?
Yeah, ma'am. Dr. Yoga, thank you. Nice your presentation about your experience in USA. It is very glad for you. I think so, because you are lucky. And also nice your finding of your journal that our student cross culture is has the problem is language barriers, academic stress, food and climate, and etc. So regarding that your experience, I just want to ask that in this era, is digital era, is related this topic also in this morning, that how about this rule, or what is your opinion about this complex that's as we know that Indonesia has a complex diversity. So any things like religion, pluralism, or society multicultural, also anything we can find in digital, and also close AC we can get in our bed too, in our room too. So what is your opinion regarding that digital era related to multicultural society?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ibu. I got the point. So
Yeah.
multiculturalism in a digital era, or the diversity of Indonesia in a digital era. Of course, it is very related, Ibu. I'm very sad of the, I'm myself, my personal point of view, I'm very sad when Indonesian netizens, we talk about digital era because we are using internet. I think about 45% of Indonesians internet users are young generations, and that is my big concerns of they don't use the internet wisely because of their digital literacy is very low, and it is related to cross-cultural understanding. I told you I have a big concerns. Saya prihatin banget, big concerns for they don't create their comments wisely, especially when using the internet or social medias. You know why? Because it is creating national conflict politically if you don't use the internet wisely. It also it can also creating it can be creating low conflict in court conflict or justice conflict, because you don't use the internet wisely. You don't comment of a certain case wisely. So there are many people in Indonesia that they must face the court because of their comments in the internet. Or ada undang-undang ITE, Bu, ya. Okay, and it has relationship, very close relationship with cross-cultural understanding. Remember, Ibu, we have to respect the diversity of Indonesia, whatever their practice in terms of religious practices, whatever their practices in terms of their traditions in their ethnicities, or whatever their practice in terms of their beliefs. So the key point is cross-cultural understanding in using the internet is very much needed, and that is why I also write a paper about this, Ibu, cross-cultural or multiculturalism in digital era for Asia Africa book. Asia Africa books. It will be published soon by the ambassador of Indonesia in Djibouti and African Union, Mr. Albusro Basnur, in Indonesian ambassador. He asked me to write a paper about critical thinking, a diversity of Indonesia, multiculturalism, and national and it is related. All of those are related to the national conflict in Indonesia, politically, bisa secara politik, bisa economically, bisa socially, Ibu. So respecting and please use the internet because of the digitalizations in studying in education system of Indonesia because of the pandemic. Use it wisely, and your job, if you are teachers, your job to educate your students to respect people very much because of the diversity, especially in internet and in using the internet, Ibu. Thank you, Ibu.
Okay. Thank you, Ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, maybe another time you can share, or maybe Yvette can invite you to share how you can goal to reach to get Q2 in your journal. It is nice too.
Okay.
You can share for your
Yeah,
experience.
and I don't pay. I don't pay. I
Gratis ya,
paid.
Mom.
Yeah, I paid only for the conferences I presented in Lombok. Yeah, and my paper was were selected 2 papers to title for Q2 HNAFL journals, all about cross-cultural understanding.
Masya Allah.
Yeah, thank
Nice,
you,
Mom.
Ibu.
Thank you, Mom.
You're welcome, Ibu.
Okay, thank you for our questionnaire, and thank you for to gain another speaker today.
Yeah. Gentle reminder, Miss Yoga, it's already 10 past 4. I suppose you have another session to do, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for attending our webinar. It's so wonderful to have you, and you really made our days today.
Thank you so much.
Marhaban ya Ramadan, Dr. Yoga.
Marhaban ya Ramadan to everybody here. Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you.
Anytime. Okay, Miss Laili, go on.
Okay, don't forget to participant who asked the question at the seminar. Please contact the committee to get prizes, and I have to use the committee's cell phone number in the comments column. Now I return this program back to MC. Thank you. MC.
Rere?
Yes.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Miss Laili. Ladies and gentlemen, we now come to the end of this seminar. Thank you to all participants who attended this seminar and for taking the time to join us. Thank you very much and see you on the next event. Oh, dear all participants, I will remind you, in the end seminar, there is attendance links to who is certificate. I'm Retno Tiasmi. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, everybody. Thank you and goodbye.
Let's take picture together.
Oh,
Okay.
Foto bersama.
Okay. Ya.
Sudah?
Dan Miss Lulu, dan.
Okay, so all participants have presentation. Maybe you remember all participants.
All right. Okay, all the lecturers and the students for the attendance list, please check out the column section to get the certificate. Yeah, both the lecturers and the students, please. Well, it's really so amazing to have you, Dr. Yoga. You may leave this meeting because, as you mentioned, you have another session waiting for you, right?
Right.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Ibu Dr. Lulu, Pak Rizky, and everybody here. Thank you so much for inviting me here, and have a nice day. Bye.
You too.
Have a
Dr.
nice
Yoga.
day to see you.
See you.
The next program, Dr. Yoga. Thank you very much.
Bapak Ibu dan mahasiswa, silahkan untuk absensi bisa diakses di kolom chat.
Okay, congratulations for all participants and lecturers for these programs. So I will permission to leave. Thank you very much, Novita, Laili, Mr. Rizky, and all team. Okay, Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Marhaban ya Ramadan.
Marhaban ya Ramadan.
Marhaban ya Ramadan. Semuanya. Thank you very much, Mbak Laili, Mbak Novita.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. IFET University or UNISFET is an amalgamation of two universities, namely IKI Veteran and Shipbuilding Academy in 2019, which has a vision to become a university which are excellent, innovative, contributive, that produces professionals, technopreneurs, and international reputation. Learning at IFET University uses a hybrid learning system and has already used the Merdeka Belajar and Kampus Merdeka curriculum, supported by a qualified learning management system with the best service capacity. In an effort to participate in supporting the government's program to educate the nation's life, IFET University opens the widest possible access to all the nation's teenagers to be able to access education at IFET University. For education costs at IFET University are very affordable. We also overcome distance constraints by offering several online learning study programs so that this distance problem can be overcome and can be accessed by those who are far from IFET University. In addition, in order to accommodate teachers who are not linear in their higher education, we also have an RPL, Past Learning Recognition Model Program, in certain study programs. IFET University graduates are equipped with competency, skills, that are licensed by BNSP so that they can create professional graduates in accordance with the vision and mission of IVET University. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.